Hello Lego friends, Matt from Brooks here, and today we're going to take a look at a newly rebuilt, refurbished Brooksville Town Hall. Stay tuned. Welcome back everybody, and in today's video we're going to look at this Town Hall build that originated from the Town Plan set, and I'll put that on the screen here. This is something that I originally got in early 2020, if I recall. About a year, not even a year, maybe 6 to 8 months after I got back into LEGO and was building my first or second iteration of Brooksville. I built this up as the facade that it was, and then I ended up doing a couple small additions onto it, and there is a previous video on this on the channel if you want to check that out. As I've been going back and doing changes and improvements to various things in the city, rebuilding it in 2025, I decided to take this out, make some changes to the building as I added it to a Mills plate. That was, of course, the first thing. I also did some lighting, which we'll see later. But I wanted to take this from a 32 by 24 build that originally was and make it a full base plate. And I did that by creating a new addition to the building. As I turn this around here, you'll see it in the back. Now, it's not quite as obvious because I did try to keep the general look and feel of the building the same, but there is this addition on the back that is basically a 8 by 32 in depth. And this is actually my courthouse section of the town hall building. I don't have a court in the building or in the city otherwise. I didn't want to build up a full building right now dedicated to just a court. So I decided to use this expansion area to create a court. So I'm going to go ahead and take off all of the roofing here, and we'll have a look inside as a reminder of everything that was here and then the new addition as well. Alright, so the first room that's in here, and this has been here since the beginning, this is, if I can get this to focus right, this is kind of like a county clerk, or a town clerk, I guess you could say. Just a basic office computer. That's the first door. I do need to populate with some figures here. Main hallway. Pardon the wires, I do have this lit up, so you're going to see kind of a mess of some wires throughout certain sections here. It is kind of above the perspective of most things. So you won't really necessarily see them, but it is kind of a necessary evil in doing lighting. At least when you're doing secondhand, non-kit stuff with LEGO, because I don't have tracks or anything like that, as third-party brands are starting to do, so gotta make do with what you can, and this is what I do, and it works for me enough. This is the mayor's office. This is nothing new. The biggest change from the original stuff here is that the wall, which is now an interior wall, has been blocked in with some tan masonry brick, which I think is kind of cool because it does give the impression that this was rebuilt at some point. So you can see there's a light in the mayor's office. I didn't do one here. Didn't think it was necessary just based on the amount of lighting stuff I had and how I was running the wire. Next, through the hallway again, excuse the clump of wiring, just a part of how this works. This is the meeting and council room. So you can see there's seats for the audience. There's a little projector space. I kept the same principle here. Again, you can see the wall got rebuilt, but there's like a little projector screen. And if I keep turning this, there is a little computer for doing presentations and all that stuff on there. This kind of comes from my geekiness of what is now my former job, where I did end user support on things like this. But overall, this whole section, the front section we see here, the rooms here in the front before the tan wall, all that stuff is the same other than slight changes to allow me to run some wires throughout the upper sections here and put some lighting in there. Now, let's take a look at the courthouse section. All right, and here we have a look at basically the town court. Now this is going to be a little awkward. The wiring is just there. It is what it is. This is where it's coming up from the Mills plate underneath. It just works the best that way. But here is the judge's bench. So you can see the judge can walk up to the bench and sit down. It is elevated above the rest of the space just a little bit, so it feels kind of proper that way. There is a witness box for testifying, and then there's some seats here for an audience and or lawyers to sit. It isn't perfect. This is a very narrow but kind of wide space, so I did the best that I could with what's here. I just want to give the impression of a courtroom, and I think it works for what it is. It's not hard to guess what's happening here. So again, there's the tan walls basically rebuilt up with the addition of the building. So the original stuff I kind of used to create the back portion of the building so it looks a little bit more in line. Other than just underneath here, the stonework is slightly different. Kind of reflected it was a slight addition to the building compared to how the original building looked here. But overall, I'm happy with this at this point. Let me go ahead and plug in the lighting and show you what that looks like. Alright, back again here. My apologies that it's not completely dark in the physical room I'm in here. There is some light coming in from my window, so you're going to still be able to see, hopefully, inside. You can tell the lighting here, because otherwise this would be pretty dark inside. But you can see there's a nice, very lit space inside the meeting room. You can see what's going on there. I do have to put some figures in there, I think, and set the scene up a bit. There's the courtroom. Again, it's a little weird because of the layout and the restrictions I have, but I think it still works enough. All right, if I look in here, all right, see that. And then there's the judge's space. And again, forgive the wiring. It's kind of part of how this is going to work. And there's the stand. And there is the mayor's office with their computer as well. I did not light up the other space. I didn't feel I needed to use a resource for that, but did enough. Works for me. And yeah, very, very happy with it. All right, folks, that's going to do it for my look at this newly remodeled, revamped Brooksville Town Hall building, based on the town plan set from many, many years ago. I did miss out on the Lego modular town hall. I was going to get that for a while, but then the prices have made that near impossible. I went this route, and honestly, I'm happy with this. Given the size of my city, I feel like this is appropriate. I don't need something extremely flashy, so. It's lit up, we got some stuff going on, and I'm pretty happy. As always, I do want to thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you have, be sure to follow me over on Twitch at Brooks, where I do many streams over the course of a week. Lots of great times over there. And I do multicast, or simulcast here on YouTube as well. So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell, comment, thought below, all that good stuff. You can catch those streams here too. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.